All right. Carlin's agenda. Dear Billy for the ages, I'm really tired of watching people co-opt George Carlin's comedy for their own political bias. Oh, dude, you're preaching to the choir. I have people going, do you know what Carlin would think about your stance on masks? He'd be rolling over in his grave. It's just like, well, what do you think he'd be thinking about? What do you think he'd be thinking if you were speaking for him after he was dead? What other dead comics do you speak for? What are you, Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost? You channeling these people? Anyway, Carlin went after things he thought were bogus, not things that didn't align with some tribe he was attached to. All right, somebody who understands George Carlin. Beautiful. I see liberals use his videos to promote this. Listen to the establishment. The government is never wrong. All right, I got to tell you, that whole sentence is bullshit. All right, first of all, conservative people also use it. You know, this person was trashing me about not wearing, saying to wear masks. And then also, liberals do not think that the government is never wrong. They think the government is wrong if the person in government is wearing a red tie. The way conservatives think the government is wrong if the person is wearing a blue tie. You know? Am I right? Anyway, there are hours of Carlin trashing fake liberals who talk like they care about the world but don't. He went hard at the use of Native Americans when it emerged as some righteous alternative to Indians, yes? Something you brought up recently on the podcast, yes. He also went hard at the military-industrial complex, something that is supported by both sides. That's also right. He went hard at racism. He hated modern liberals for all their censorship throughout the 80s and religious conservatives in the 90s, which came from Reagan-era politics, yes. In 20 years, I see someone saying Bill Burr hated blank without going after both sides, which are really one and the same at this point. I'm going to slap them in the face with a dead fish. No, that already happens to anybody who even remotely posts a video, is people are already, everybody is acting like their own little news channel, and they are spinning shit and clipping stuff to make it part of their agenda. The amount of times people have taken one of my jokes and said, see what he's saying here, and they are 100% wrong. And they're not even going like politically. So, yes, people do that to Carlin shit all the fucking time. They do that, and they walk around with, who's that Cuban guy? Che Guevara. They had those T-shirts for a long time. They, who else is another big one? Nostradamus. People like to quote him a lot, you know, to make themselves seem deeper. Kurt Vonnegut was big in the alternative comedy scene. There was a while there for about 18 months to 2 years where it was big for an alternative comic to tag a joke with, and so it goes, and so it goes, you know? And I used to always think, like, you know, there's a difference between being Kurt Vonnegut and quoting Kurt Vonnegut. So don't quote the guy, and I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, did you read the book that everybody else fucking read?